Okay, yesterday I had a very big feast from the parents. I was supposed to come to Malaysia to reduce my weight. I was told by my doctor I had to reduce 10 pounds. But instead they add more pounds to my body. Yesterday from morning to afternoon, I've been eating, stop. And I'm still very full now. Thank you for your generosity. I introduce myself. I'm Tommy from Nyau, as you can see. Right there. My wife, my daughter, Daisy. My wife, Irene, to Daisy. My occupation is to drive people away in Singapore. So you know what's the person who drives people away? I'm not driving you all away. I'm a taxi driver. I drive people away. I'm born in Malacca. When at the age of 19, I go to Singapore. And from that onward, I stay in Singapore and married my wife in Singapore. I knew her in the church. I became a Christian in 1981 until now. So you calculate yourself, eh? My age now is 62 years old, but old already. I've been preaching. I've been to Hong Kong to preach. In Malacca, Johor, I've been to Sentul, be sharing. I'm not a preacher, I say. I'm not a preacher. No doubt I do preach and teach in the Bible class, but I'm not a preacher. I just like to share, that's all. I like to share. So wherever I go, I bring the words of God along. So today, this is another opportunity for me. Being first time in Ipoh, I do not know you all well. But this is not the last time I go. If I have the opportunity, I will come again. I'll come again and I will like to share gospel with you. Just now I shared in the Bible class. I was supposed to finish my lesson, but I cannot finish. I thought I have enough time. So hopefully I may continue some other time. It's a beautiful lesson, learning from Paul advising Timothy. So I see your side here have more young people. So it's good also to encourage these young people to learn the words of God and also to serve Him. You can see what we learn. There's a lot of benefit and rewards. More important, there is a place in heaven for you and me. Today's my title is The Miracle of Love. Just now they have read the scripture from the Luke. Let's turn to Luke chapter 7 again. A casket was being carried through the street with the corpse of a young man, and the only son of the mother, a widow in the city of Nyau. There is nothing written about the reaction of the woman, whether she was angry, resentment, or bitter to God for taking her only son. Sometimes we parents worry when we have the only child. We worry, I have the only child. I also still worry that nothing will happen to her. Okay? So it's like that. So here you see the situation, the woman had lost the only son. And being a widow, she already had experienced the loss of her husband. So there is no difference. She's already lost one, lost another one to her. What can she do? She got nothing. So whether she wailed loudly would not change the situation. Some people you see when there's a funeral, you see people cry so loud. Can it change the situation? Cannot. You cannot change the situation. So Her son was still dead. So whatever in the world will never revive the life of this dead man. Another scenario. Let us look to. I already tell you, okay. No need to change anything. Another story in the book of Ruth. Ruth. It's about the misfortune of Noemi family. In the country of Moab, Noemi's husband and her 2 sons died in that land. In Ruth 1, verse 13, let's turn to Ruth, book of Ruth. Chapter 1, we read verse 13, 20 and 21, and see what is the reaction of Noemi. We read of how Noemi reacted with her loss. The hands of the Lord is gone out against me. And she said unto them, call me not Noemi, call me Mara. Mara means bitter. For the Almighty had dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord had brought me home again empty. Why then you call me Noemi? Seeing the Lord has testified against me, the Almighty had afflicted me. One thing good of her, in spite of her sorrow, she acknowledged the sovereignty of God over her life. This is very common. It's very common. It's very rare for human to react like a widow. But more common for human to react like Noemi. We tend to blame God for our suffering, or try to hide our sorrow in pain. Like Noemi, human foresight is only in the present. What you see, you lost, you will lament for it, you cry or you mourn for it. But we never think about the future. God has not intended for Noemi to be alone. He left a loyal, faithful daughter daughter Ruth with her. You can read this one in chapter 4, verse 14, 15, and 17. Let us read. Blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name may be famous in Israel, and he shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and a nourisher of thy old age, for thy daughter-in-law, which love thee. Listen here. Which is better to thee than 7 sons. See how the Lord said. Better. This daughter-in-law is better than thee. To thee than the 7 sons. You see how much important. How much God has released a person to Noemi. And bore him a son. As you know the story, Ruth married the nephew of Noemi, and he bore him the son Obed, which is the grandfather of King David. You see how blessed Noemi. He has lost the husband and the 2 sons. But here is much blessed. Ruth had born him a son, and this son is the grandfather of King David, which is the lineage of Jesus Christ, as we can learn the genealogy. Anybody have heard the song Maker of Love? The song Maker of Love, which is sung, the pop song. See, the song begins like this. How many sorrows do you try to hide? In a world of illusion, there is covering your mind. That is true. There are illusions in the world that are covering your mind. You see what you get. The world are so many things that we're able to cover us. But there is something good. I will show you something good. Let's continue with what happened to the widow's child. Then out of a crowd came a man with perfect confidence and composure towards the sea. And he came and touched the veil. And they that bare him stood still, and they said, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. Who is this man? What power is there behind that eye? Can he revive the dead man? So these are the questions that are popping in the minds of the crowd. Everybody was silent. As you read from the scripture, yes, the Lord able to raise this dead man. So a miracle is performed.